Pirate Software gets called a ferret fucker and wants them banned? What?
Pirate. So this was the follow-up. So she said, I wanted to be clear with you based on the DMs. This was not what the investigation section of the message was referenced to. It was in reference to the person saying ferret flipper and good crap your Kiwi farm page is booming. Guys, I may go get myself a towel.
This poor lady, this poor girl. Oh no, Margaret. So she's how did the DM get leaked? What is this? Like, was this on like a public Discord channel? Epstein Ferret Island? Guys, we gotta turn this off. And so that escalated. He leaked the DMs. Wait, what is this here? Let me find this real quick. What is this? This is trying to cancel a tool, Adobe. I don't know about this. So this is just, the funny thing is this was the last drama. Gets called a ferret fucker and wants them banned. I don't even know what happened. And this is in July. I remember that. That was the last time he had drama. This is pretty good, to be fair. Yeah, it was on his YouTube. There's a full video on Quintheo YouTube channel. What is this? He's back and doubling down.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's time. Of course, one last thing. Now, up until very recently, Pirate Software has not been in the limelight for quite some time. As a matter of fact, for this moderation on AOC, and this is what he had to say in regard to that.
And I was sending them stuff back and forth with this, and I was like, hey, we got a serious moderation problem on the server. And we started linking them things. There was a guy that was actually posting comments about Jewish people every day, all day, right? He was just doing that.
He's probably saying about how bad it was that they got treated by, like, the Germans in World War II, right? He was saying that, like, that was a really sad thing, and yeah, that's probably what he was saying.
Single day, all
Must
day.
have been what he was saying.
And the account would just change every single day. Guy never got banned. We had a guy that was saying that he wanted to form a group to go kill all the LGBT people on the server. We got a screenshot of that, sent it up to them. Guy never got banned. When I brought this up to
Classic.
them, what led me to quit the game was actually this response from Margaret, which I have right here. She wrote this: to be transparent about what happened on our end, we investigated the reports you and others submitted. The messages in question occurred within a very short window.
So he's showing the DMs.
A 15-minute span, and involved only a handful of posts. Where some of this language used was inappropriate and unacceptable, our current moderation framework does not always move directly to permanent bans for first-time offenses of this nature. I think it makes sense for minor infractions. You rage out, you crash out, fine. But when you have a dude that's sitting on the server praising Hitler every minute on the minute, or saying that he wants to get a group together to kill gay people, you probably should ban that person. I don't feel like that's a stretch to ban that guy. Like that's a, and those.
I think that watching this, you know what this is really telling me? This is telling me the reason why it's such a great idea to never discuss moderation actions with people in the public outside of the company. This is like, I never really understood how big of a problem it could be, but like after watching this, this is really bad. It's an N-word, not an actual racist. I mean, I'm not even getting into what they should do or not. I'm just saying, like, I'm just making an observation.
The ones we were reporting, and they didn't do it. This made me quit the game.
Now, I think the most people seeing that clip, yeah, makes sense. Like, yeah, those people should be banned. I agree with Pirate. That's not really a stretch. But the way that Pirate was framing this situation wasn't, it wasn't truthful. Now, here is following up. Margaret, I believe this is on her Facebook post, kind of similar to the Twitter post, similar to the Reddit. She kind of posted the same thing everywhere. People were mentioning Pirate's video. He made a full video, and that's where that clip is from. Wow. And this was her replying to people mentioning this. And she said, this was not what that message that was sent that was shown on screen by Pirate here was in reference to.
So he took it.
It was in reference to someone calling him ferret fucker and good shit, your Kiwi Farms page is booming. We actioned the account, but did not permanently ban the person. Those other folks...
So they called him a ferret fucker? I don't think ferrets are big enough for that. Because it's like the size of like this, right? But it's longer? Like, they're smaller. Is it like this? No, I know they're longer than this one. Maybe they can curl up and be that big. Anyway, should somebody get permanently banned for calling somebody a ferret fucker? Nope. I mean, they should get... Okay, so is it harassment? Yes. I think that really, I mean, this is my outlook on it, is that unless you're calling for violence or you're doing something that's illegal, I don't think that they should do anything other than just let other people block you. Like, that's really what they, like, I mean, the whole world doesn't need to get moderated. Now, I think that, like, breaking the law, calling for violence, doxing, like, I don't see the reason why we need to have a company making these decisions for us.
Saying super egregious things like saying they wanted to kill LGBT people, we were banning, but we had a small team and we were working through banning them as we got through them in our queue.
Yeah.
Another reply here saying, I know. I even sent Pirate Software a message with this information as well, and Kronos. So if they want to make it right, they can. But if they want to just take things out of context, nothing I can do other than state the facts from my perspective.
Yeah,
now, I'm inclined to believe Margaret is being a bit truthful here, being as, you know, Pirate Software has in the past come after me by showing things out of context. Now, following up after this, I'm going to be reading through the direct DMs between Margaret and Pirate Software, as they were leaked directly from Pirate Software himself. I want to explain that a little bit, because I think this will help us understand why he released these, because it is very interesting that he did. He was talking about people that were saying some very unpleasant things, people going after LGBT people, you know, just these heinous things. And he was saying that message was in response to that. And then Margaret had also been messaging on Reddit, things like that. And actually, I'll show Pirate talking about that. He says here, she posted this shit 8 minutes ago, and it's a reference to the message that she said in response to, I'm guessing you're standing by your statement that Pirate lied by omission about you in this video. Margaret says, no, I think there's misunderstanding on that. I want to talk to him and hopefully we can chat sometime, but dealing with not having a job and helping my coworkers get jobs. He says, we talked last night and I called her on her bullshit. So the idea that...
Who cares? Like, isn't a game dead? Like, the game's dead, right? I mean, it doesn't even matter anymore. Yeah, like, what is this?
There is a misunderstanding is like, a fucking lie. And she wants to talk. We already did. And then he's replying to another person that I'm not going to show names of here, saying she's totally lying to save face. And he says this. This is from Pirate's personal Ashes of Creation Discord. Like, you have to apply to get in, from my understanding. And an ex-fan of Pirate, after, I guess, reading through the leaked DMs, ended up leaking these messages. Following up after he posts the chat logs, he says, that is the full unedited log of our interactions. Margaret has directly lied. Following up after that, he says, sick of people fucking lying. Sick of people fucking lying about shit like this at my...
Are you really changing the mic to sound like him? Are we really changing the mic to sound...
expense? Misunderstanding my ass. Now, it seems like, which is strange, that he's also commenting and being upset about the fact that she lied about talking to him. Now, admittedly, as a fellow terminally online individual myself, I figured, yeah, that it does seem a bit deceitful. But turns out in the real world, sometimes people are differentiating between messaging between two people versus actually speaking to another human being. Following up on that Reddit post I was mentioning earlier, someone had pointed out, didn't you just talk last night? Funny. She responds, yes, I did DM text him after I watched his video. What I meant by that is I want to talk to him someday, not type to him. I just don't have the spoons for that right now for obvious reasons. Now, the moment you guys have been waiting for, let's go through these DMs. It's going to start with their interaction from just a few days ago, and then it's going to cut down to the messages that they were talking about, they were exchanging, what Pirate is even referring to. Right before we get into that though, pretty please just subscribe. We're like 500 subs short of 100K. I want to fill that blank wall-ish area there with a silver plate.
God, he did. He hit it. Pirate Software took him over 100K. Damn. Damn, good for him.
Button, and thank you preemptively for everyone helping us get to that number. Also, if you're liking this video so far, want to get in front of more people, give the video a like, perchance a hype, and help us get some other people quanking it. That's what I'm calling it. We're Quanker Nation. Come join the Discord if you're 18 up and like to play video games and talk drama. Shameless plug over.
I'm not trying to watch the whole thing, but I just want to see what these DMs are. I'm gonna probably
starting off with Margaret. Hey, Pirate Software, I wanted to be clear with you based...
DMs, quote DMs, it's not your investigation message referring to arrested. We already saw that again. Okay, that's fine. Hello, your version of events in this message is not correct. On January 6, 2026, I reported Irish Kiwi and Avach to you for making accusations that I sexually abused the ferrets in our rescue and for claiming that they were part of Kiwi Farms, that hate group that organized swatting in my home. They did this in-game and screenshots of their messages were provided. On January 14th, 2026, I then messaged again stating that the players had not been banned and provided a ban waive and stated this was against the game's TOS. I mean, look, I mean, I think that we're really exaggerating accusations that I sexually abused the ferrets at our rescue. I mean, he called you a ferret fucker. I mean, like, really, I really think that we're like... This is like, this, you know what this reminds me of? This is like whenever you do your resume and it says, you know, I organized, you know, a cohesive team in, you know, the, in like a way to achieve a mutual goal with oversight from my peers. And what does that really mean? It means that you had a group project in senior year. Like, I think that we're explaining it in a way that makes it sound a lot more severe. Like, it's really not a big deal. Like, I can understand why he's upset about the Kiwi Farms thing if he got swatted. Yeah, I get that, sure. But, like, the other stuff, I'm not really feeling the same way about it. I'm just not. I don't think it's that big of a deal.
6th, 2026, I reported Irish Kiwi and Avok to you for making accusations that I sexually abused the ferrets at our rescue and for claiming they were a part of Kiwi Farms, the hate group that organized swatting my home. They did this in-game and screenshots of their messages were provided. On January 14th, I then messaged again stating that the players had not been banned in the provided ban. They hadn't
been banned. I mean, this is, again, like, I feel like we're conflating. Aren't there two different... Kronos then provided an image showing the player Gooby stated they wanted to form a group to kill LGBTQ players. Your response to this was contact local law enforcement and that responses are delayed due to a small support team. Well, that's not, I mean, like, what's really the problem with that? So, like, Gooby did not receive a ban. I feel like we're really, I mean, I feel like Gooby is the bad boy here. And, like, these other two guys, it's a lot more ambiguous. Like, yeah, you could say, I don't know, guys. Like, contact law enforcement? Well, that's really what, I mean, like, Ashes of Creation is, it's a video game. Like, you're talking about people that are advocating for, like, violence. That's something that a video game can't really regulate. You've got to talk to law enforcement or something like that about this. So, I don't know. He's one of the largest creators for Ashes and opening a rescue center for ferrets. He has the right to be pissed off when everyone goes after him. Well, I mean, that's just what happens. I mean, at the end of the day, like, I mean, just blocked a person. I used to avoid talking about what actions were done per person. I was careful. I'm just telling you what the actions are now because I have nothing to lose. I don't have a job anymore. It doesn't matter if you don't work there anymore. You stated one thing and are now a completely different thing to the public. You misrepresented the entire interaction that we had. Oh my God. Jesus. Holy shit.
that Pirate feels entitled that the issues that he runs into be solved first. Margaret responds saying, "We hear you, and we want to be very clear that we take concerns like this seriously.
God.
If at any point you feel that your personal safety is at risk, we strongly encourage you to contact local law enforcement immediately. We can and do take action within our platforms, but threats that extend beyond the game or into the real world are best handled
The
by..."
killing part was referring to hunting them down in-game and not IRL. I'm not sure if you think that's as bad. It's too ambiguous. I don't think that you should be having anybody say that, period, in the game. Like, that's just, in my opinion, that's like a no-no zone that nobody needs. Like, I don't think that it's healthy for anybody that type of stuff is being talked about online. Like, that's crazy, like, violent rhetoric. Really, I mean, like, I don't... I disagree. Well, wait, why? Why? I mean, like, let me just go ahead and let me understand this. So why is this a bad take? I don't get it. Like, obviously, you should ban people for advocating for violence, right? I mean, this is just common sense. I mean, duh. Of course. Like, IRL, like, I mean, what is this? Like, I don't, like, what are we even doing here? Like, I mean, this is pretty, he was clearly talking about the endgame characters. I didn't see the, you know what? Honestly, man, I didn't see the logs. Who gives a shit? It's a video game? Well, okay, so let me, this is really what I would say. If he's saying, let's kill these, you know, like, these F words, right? And he's clearly talking about, like, them in the video game. And, like, you're not, like, I feel like there's a very, very obvious distinction there. Yeah, you're right. Like, saying that isn't a big deal because it's in the context of the game. But if you're doing anything, this is my opinion, if you are doing anything that directly advocates for violence against people in real life, and you are inciting other people to be violent, I think that should be an instant perma. I think that if you're making threats to people in real life, that should be an instant perma. There is no reason why we should tolerate somebody doing that. It's not the First Amendment. It's already against the law. And there's, this is the same thing I've said before about, like, nuisance streamers. I've said this about, you know, so many other topics, is that, like, we don't have to live like this. We don't have to live dealing with abusive, aggressive, dangerous people coming out into the world and trying to harass and attack us. It was in game for PvP, bro. Chill out. Well, I don't know what the logs are, and that's the context does matter. Like, I don't think somebody should get banned for saying a slur. I don't even think it matters. I don't care. I don't think anybody really cares. The only people that care are Twitter people. So, like, if you're saying that, oh no, oh my God, he said the word. But if you're doing this in real life or advocating for it in real life, so that's it. They're farming and they said it for IRL. Well, I don't know what the context is, but, like, I'm saying, that's why I don't want to argue about this point specifically. I'm giving you my philosophy on it. And so whether this point fits the philosophy or not is unknown because we don't have the logs in front of us. But that's my value system.
By the appropriate authorities. Now, question for the viewer here. Do you think that Margaret here is referencing the LGBTQ comment by talking about personal safety being at risk and contacting local law enforcement? Or do you think it's maybe Pirate talking about how he was personally attacked and swatted 6 times, and that he's worried that this person talking about the Kiwi Farms thing is a part of the group that has swatted him 6 times?
I mean, I think asking them to ban anybody who mentions Kiwi Farms, like, I think that's probably a bit much. I'm not seeing a universe where that happens.
Seems to be him clearly alluding to the fact that it might become a 7th time. In my personal, humble opinion, take it with a grain of salt, I think she might be talking about that. She continues with, we are also aware of the issues created by our response delays. Our support team is very small.
How can you invest time into something so fucking lame? I'm gonna be honest, this feels like a vacation to me. It does. Like, we're talking about eating babies, sacrificing people, you know, like weird underage orgies in the Epstein files, and there's like political stuff. Like, this is like a vacation. It is.
Following the holiday period, we are working through a significant backlog, almost like she said this twice.
Yeah.
Reports are reviewed in the order received and investigated carefully, which can take time, especially when context must be verified across multiple systems.
Yeah,
we
sure.
will see what we can do about moving your tickets up in the queue.
Yeah.
Neither did Gooby from
Wrap
Cronus'.
this conversation up. Okay, moderation has become unmanageable in both the response time and the outcomes. I think this is really the truth, though. I went to bat for Intrepid many times over the years, putting my own reputation on the line to encourage people to give you a chance, removing misinformation and showing the community all of the best points of Ashes of Creation. On a personal level, I'm incredibly disappointed in the entire company now. You've lost my faith as a player and an ally with this decision. Jesus. Jesus, guys. Like, I just, oh my god. The pirate didn't get the treatment he thought he deserved. I'll link you guys the video. I don't want to look at the whole thing or go through all of it. I mean, these are literally just DMs between two people. I mean, I see where Pirate's coming from for sure, but I think it really depends on the context. I mean, I do think, like, hunting down LGBT players for Trump, it's like, this is... I don't think this kind of language should be on the game. It's just it's too easy to interpret to be real life, and I just think that, like, it's, again, like what I've said before, we don't have to live like this, and and I don't want to see that happen, you know, anywhere or any of this. I think that, like, in general, I don't know about you guys, but, like, I'm really kind of fatigued from violent extrajudicial rhetoric. I am. Like, I have no problem if somebody says, like, oh, the police should arrest these people. Like, that's fine. Like, oh, yeah, sure. But, like, whenever you're advocating for violence and shit like this, I'm just so fatigued from it. I've seen it go on for so long, and everybody trying to make excuses for it so they can rationalize when they do it. I just think that it needs to stop. And with how many people try to take things from video games into real life, like, I think that we need to be a little bit more conservative with this, right? We do. And allow a little bit less of this type of behavior. I think it's bad. But my point overall is that calling somebody a ferret fucker shouldn't get you a ban. Yeah, I don't think it should. I don't think it's a big deal. I just don't. And, you know, it's, again, you could say whatever else. I just don't think it's that big of a deal. I like Pirate. I think he's a nice guy. I think he gets a bad shake on things regularly. But, you know, banning somebody for that's a little bit too much. And also, you can't expect this. I mean, Intrepid, the people that ran Ashes of Creation, they probably couldn't manage everything. And that's just the truth. And you can say that, oh, they should have. And you could maybe be right. But at the end of the day, they weren't able to. And that's just the way it is. So, I don't know. Imagine losing your job so you do a fucking retard throwing a tantrum online because no one else will? Well, I don't know about that. But L Glaze, it's not Glaze. I'm just giving you my honest opinion, right? I mean, like, I always... Listen, guys, I tell people what I think, even if people don't like it. Yeah, that's it.